Hello and welcome to Dummy Tries This. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug was a find from Kroger. We have 3 nearby Krogers and one of them has a Starbucks inside, and this is one of their coffee mugs, one of the Starbucks coffee mugs. It is our last official Christmas mug of this year, but I saw this and I had to have it. I love the red and the white and the leaves, and I think it's a very pretty mug. So today's tea I actually snagged over Christmas vacation. Over Christmas that we spent with my middle daughter at her house. She had a couple of teas I hadn't tried yet. And this is the Kroger Private Selection Simple Truth Organic Ginger Green Tea. We are going to have a cold, wet, gray, icky day going on outside today. So I thought a green tea or a ginger tea would be a good thing to try out. There is no milk in this. I always put in a little splash of milk, but we're kind of out right now. And so we're going to try it without milk and see how it tastes. Let's give it a sip. It has been sitting here for a little bit, so this is probably as strong as it's going to be, but we'll find out. Let's just give it a taste. I don't know. I want to say it's bitter, but it's not quite bitter. Yeah, there's something about that flavor I just don't like. I think I like my ginger as part of another flavor, like ginger orange or something. I don't think I like it by itself, unfortunately. But gave it a shot. We'll give it another taste at the end of the video and see what happens. Anyway, so today, one of the things we are going to do is we're going to talk about just a few, very few, 6 or 7 of the holiday releases that should be going on sale if they're not already sold out, and whether or not I would buy them if I had the money to do so, and why or why not. So that's going to be the primary part of putting together my face. But first, we had, you know, the last month and a half, 2 months, since about mid-November, our mail has just been terrible. And so I have an Earfleek. This didn't show up until after Christmas. And so we're going to go ahead and open this now and take a look. Maybe wear it. If not, I've got a couple of other earrings sitting over here. They're older earrings, but I got them sitting here. But we'll open this first, and then we'll get into our old and new for our look. Kind of have an idea of what I'm doing, but not really. And I sit down here and I never know what I'm doing. But let's take a look. Take a look here. As usual, we have our little card. Hey girl, here's a fun pair of earrings for you. There they are in the little bag. And I'm only seeing one long thing, so let's pull these out and see what we've got going on here. These are cute. Alrighty, so my only problem with them is that they're black, and in my hair, that won't necessarily show up. But they'll work for now. Might give them to my daughter. Okay, so there they are on, and you can already see the problem. Up against my hair, you just cannot see them at all. They're really cute. Yeah, these would need to be a different color for me. So these will probably go to my daughter. We'll see if she likes them. I would wear them if this was a bright silver or a bright gold or something else that would work for me, that would show up against my hair. But since they don't, not something I can wear. Earfleek's not that expensive, so I'm not worried about it. I mean, $3 or $4. And I've been picking up a lot of cute earrings lately. Alrighty, so let's talk about our old and new. As you can see, I'm wearing new ears. I actually won a giveaway from Too Much Mouth. I love her. I love her anyway. I wasn't, even before the giveaway, I loved her. I wasn't expecting, I mean, I won the giveaway and I was like, okay, so we're going to get just a couple things. She sent a lot, babies. So For our new, we have the Protege palette by Suva. She sent this along. This is actually a lot prettier than I expected it to be. It's got some beautiful colors in it that I would like. The reds in particular. The brown, but I do tend to like these kind of coppery colors, and I'm looking forward to playing around with that a little bit. So that's going to be our new. The other one is new-ish, old, and that is the Face Candy Atlantis palette. Now, I have played around with this a couple of times, and I have learned you have got to be careful applying this. This is highly pigmented. These things will go on, and you'll be like, bam, so much color. So that's going to be our old palette, even though it's not quite that old. It's a recent buy. A lot of the other stuff I have right now in front of me is new. She sent along the Jouer foundation, and this is in the color Honey. I think this is the one that's going to end up being a bit orange on me, but we'll see how it goes. She also sent along the Be a Light face palette in light to medium. So I'm planning to use some of these. This is a Give You All Over Glow. This is a blur. We'll try this as a powder. That's our contour and our blush. We'll give those a shot today. And she also sent along the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, and we'll use this for our bronzer and our highlighter. And then I think I'll probably use some of my old ColourPop for you know, lips and things like that. So let's get started. And we're going to start with the Suva Protege. I'm going to take this. I'm actually going to be kind of going for a kind of a greeny look. Kind of. Apparently with a touch of pink. I'm going to be putting on this sweater towards the end. We're getting me ready to film a couple of other videos today. So there's going to be a few odd colors in here, and we're going to get started with one of those odd colors that's called Structure in here, and we will put that under our brow. I'm using a brand new Juvia's Place brush that a friend helped pick up for me. Thank you, Tamaray. Anyway, so let's get started on this. That's a nice color. So the first one that I want to talk about is the Tarte Pineapple. Let's put aside the fact that I'm not supporting Tarte right now. No. I'm pretty sure this thing is on sale now. It was a holiday release, and I still don't get pineapples in Christmas. I don't understand that. It might be something to do culturally somewhere. I don't know. I really don't. The colors in it are okay. I've got it showing up on my computer over here. The colors in it are okay, but it's just the top portion of it is a lot of browns. There's a couple of really nice, looks like a burgundy-ish and a green and a couple of others in the bottom of the pineapple, but it's a pineapple. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. They came out with a whole set. Mind you, I have a number of things that are bulky. I have their Christmas release from a year or two ago, the big treasure box, and I actually like that, but it is a bulkier palette. It's a face palette. It has stuff for the eyes. It had some other things in it. It had mascara in it. It has a blush. It has two blushes, has two bronzers, it has a highlight. So it's a face palette, and it's big. So I don't mind bulky, but this is just, you can't even, because of the little top, you can't even really pack it down well. This isn't just bulky. This is awkward, and the colors just don't work for me, and all the browns don't work for me, and So like I said, even if I supported Tarte, even if I was still buying, no, no, no. Okay, so after looking at my face candy palette, I decided I needed to pull in something that had a little lighter. Everything in here is really, really dark, and like I said, it is very pigmented, so it's really hard to bring this in and bring it in kind of on the light side. So I'm going to bring in my Violet Voss Rainbow palette, and I am going to use this color Seafoam on the inner part of my eye, and we're going to talk about the Urban Decay Elements palette. Would I buy it? Yes, and in fact, it is already on its way. A few people have complained about the shape of this thing being the round circle, but a lot of people support Tarte, and Tarte has a bunch of round circles for palettes. Yeah, that's a pretty color. It actually works with that pinky color that I have. So I'm going on the inside to about just under half. The only problem I have with the color under my brow is that it is very glittery right now, but that's fine. I don't mind glitters. It's just, yeah, I'm getting sparkles. Anyway, I do like the colors of this. I've actually had a few people talk to me since I decided to buy it, and they've told me that they have it and they love it. So I'm hoping that that means it's at somewhere near the old Urban Decay quality, you know, before L'Oreal bought it out. But this is basically my Christmas present from my husband. And it should be here very soon. Should be here actually before this video goes up. But yeah, we already bought it, and I bought it at half, you know, Christmas stuff goes on sale, especially at Sephora. It goes on sale for half price. You know, this one's at sale at half price over at Urban Decay. So I bought it for half price, and then I had an Ebates, which so I'll be getting some money back, and I had something else that let me get like 10 or 20% off. So I actually got it for a really decent price, and I'm very happy with it coming in with the price that I paid. So even if it's not as good as some of the old stuff, I think I'll be very, very happy with it overall. So the next release is actually the BECCA Be a Light. This wasn't even on my radar. I bought, I believe, one mini BECCA thing, and it's a highlighter, and it actually didn't impress me much. And BECCA tends to be on the expensive side, so this wasn't even anything I was looking at. I would not purchase it. However, I'm not turning down winning it. Yeah, so not anything that I was actually looking at. I'm going to take this green Poseidon and do the rest of my lid. This is a brush that came in a set that also was sent by Too Much Mouth. Whoa, okay. Like I said, you got to be careful with these. Wow, okay. Okay. I was worried that was a little too big of a brush, but that just put it on there. That just put it on there really nice. You can see there's a lot of fallout though. That's just the palette. That's beautiful. I'm interested in trying it. I'm grateful for it and all that, but had it come down to buying it with my own money, wouldn't have happened. No, it wouldn't have happened. The only other BECCA item that I've had really didn't impress me much. I'm going to now take Deep Sea, and I'm going to go in my crease and out on my corner. I'm using my old e.l.f. brush like I usually do. So next, we're going to talk about Pure as Grinch. Okay, so first of all, I have, whoa, okay. Like I said, you gotta be careful with these. This is gonna need some blending out. Hi, baby. Hello. Anyway, should have gone lighter than that. This is gonna be fun. So first of all, I've received several things from Pure. I've actually, I believe I've decluttered one of the palettes I received. In fact, I know I did. It's going to Project Beauty Share. I still haven't sent out that box. Working on it. But I've, even though I'm decluttering it, I decluttered it because the top row was, all the colors were very, very, I mean, they were like maybe a shade off, just a little bit. So it was peach and dark peach. And I mean, you know, it was just all the top colors were pretty close to the same. A lot of the other colors in the palette were very neutral. I did like the really bright turquoise, and I'm sure you guys know which palette I'm talking about by now. I did like the bright turquoise. The black was a really decent eyeliner. But overall, to me, it really wasn't a very beachy palette. There was no blue. There was no other blues. Yeah, it just... So it wasn't anything that I was reaching for much. It wasn't anything that I was particularly excited to use or anything like that. But I honestly didn't mind the palette itself. For me, it worked. A lot of people complained that they had problems with it. For me, it worked. So I went ahead and blended that out a little bit. As you can still see, it's still quite dark. I'm going to grab some more of that structure from the Suva and put it under the brow to hopefully lighten this part up and tame some of this color just a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't think the Suva can stand up to the face candy. It's not doing much. It's a little overdone. I don't know how I'm going to fix this for what I'm doing later. This is a lot. This is a lot. All right. Okay, it helped a little bit. It helped a little bit. Wow. I'm going to try to throw some of this tact over it and see if that helps a little bit too. This is matte color. It's a bit of a lighter color. Yeah, that helped a little bit. All right. So as I was saying before our disaster happened and my camera possibly cut me off, I really like the palettes and things that I've gotten from Pure before. And, you know, a lot of people complained about the beachy one, but I had no issues with it. I really didn't. So with that preface, would I buy this one now that it's on sale? No. This one, the color story in this one bothers a lot of people. It doesn't bother me as much as it bothers a lot of those people. I'm going to take this color Empire and I'm going to deepen the crease a bit. Let's hope that I'm a little more careful this time. Anyway, yeah, this is a palette that's not for the faint of heart. The color story does not bother me as much as it bothers some people. Okay, that looks nice. However, this is another weird, bulky, I don't even get it. I don't get this packaging at all. It's just, it's too much. I had the Urban Decay Through the Looking Glass. It was one of the Alice palettes. I think they put out two. The one I had the little butterfly on top. And having had experience with that one, these kind of slide out palettes, they're just kind of, yeah, there's just too much here that can go wrong with this thing in the process of storing it and using it. On my Alice palette, before I gave it to one of my daughters, my mirror had broken and there were just issues with it. There's just issues. Now, I love the color story in that Alice palette. I would not repurchase it. I didn't use it a lot, even though I loved the color story. This one, I don't love the color story. I'm not bothered by the color story. But if I'm not going to buy a palette where I actually really enjoyed the color story that has this type of packaging, then I'm not going to buy one where it doesn't impress me. It's not enough. The color story and everything else in here is not enough to encourage me to buy it. And I am not that big of a Grinch fan, to be honest. It's a fun movie. The whole thing is fun, but it's not, I'm not a fan of it. So even that wouldn't be enough to induce me to buy it. This color, this look is just something else. So, oh my Lord, I'm going to have to figure out how to tame this down. Anyway. I'm going to take a little bit of Stormy Waters and put it out in this crease, out in my little point for a little bit. We seem to have lost some of those greens that I wanted, and that put it in there. There we go. As long as it's just on this outside, I think we're fine. I am trying to, I have been blending out with another brush, but this is dark, so this should have been one of my Bright Ladies looks, except it probably would have scared the crap out of most of my Bright Ladies. It'll probably look better once I'm done. One would hope. Okay, so I need something across the middle of my eye. Otherwise, I think this part is almost done. Okay, so we'll take some of this blue Tidal and we'll just do a little brush to get that little highlight I like. Just to brighten that up a little bit. I think that worked. Going to take this big fluffy brush and try to do a little bit more blending out and softening up a little bit, because this is just, wow. I think the 60s and the 70s want their green eye back. Oh, back then it was solid blue. Yeah, solid blue. We are going to take this color, Swell, and we're going to run that underneath our eye. And then we should be, whoa, not that much. Not that much. It's scary. Okay, not quite that scary. It is scary, but not quite that scary. I'm going to go all the way across with that, and I might lighten it a bit with Tidal. Okay, we're going to clean up this mess. We're going to clean this up. I'm a little, yeah. Wow. Let's go. Wow. 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 All right. I'm going to clean it up as soon as I can find what I need. There we go. Hello. All right. So our next one, I do believe, is one that I mentioned before. And that is the Give Me Glow Christmas Morning. The Give Me Glow Christmas Morning palette. I love this palette. I think I mentioned it in my wish list. It is currently out of stock. It is limited edition. It's not coming back. So there's no possible way of me picking it up. Oh, so much fallout. So much fallout, people. But I love this. I love the colors. One of the things that I like about this is that the colors are Christmas colors. And one of my biggest complaints about most of the holiday releases is that they don't scream holiday to me. They follow the trend that has been going on for the better part of the year. Lots of browns, a pop of blue, or a pop of rose. With the Christmas, they might throw in a pop of green just to, get that in there. I hope the Jouer covers pretty well. But this one has the reds and the greens, and yeah, it's Christmassy to me, and I wanted it. I love this packaging. I love this packaging. It's adorable. And unfortunately, it was also a little above my budget at $30 some odd for the palette. 35, I think. And like I said, now it is, damn, that green is everywhere. Really need to learn how to control that Atlantis palette, I really do. I'm going to have to use something to cover that up when I do my color corrector. Anyway, so yes, if this were available, if I had the money, even if it weren't on sale now, knowing it's limited edition, knowing that it's, even if it were on sale, knowing that it's limited edition, knowing that it's going to be going out of stock and not coming back, I would pay the full price on this one to bring it, to own it. I think it's gorgeous and I would really love to have it. So we've got 2 more to go. I'm going to color correct and then I will be right back and we will finish up my face and talk about the last 2 of these. I was afraid I wouldn't have enough of them, but I will be right back after I color correct. So the next one is the ColourPop Chasing Rainbows? I think it's Chasing Rainbows. All I know is the last word is rainbows. This is a really pretty palette. I really do have enough ColourPop, but I like this palette, and if I had the money, I would buy it. I was actually trying to figure out how to do that the other night. I was going to have my daughter pick it up, but they have a site-wide sale going on right now, and I was going to have her pick it up for take the $5 off for buying for her first order, and she couldn't do it because promotions are apparently disabled during site-wide sales like that. So we ended up not picking it up. She was even looking at something for herself, and that's honestly very rare. This is a really stiff foundation. Yeah, this one I would buy. I want to buy. I still want to buy, and I'm kind of hoping. I'm going to be going on a low buy this year. As you all know, I'm doing the reverse rouge, trying to use up at least $1,000 worth of makeup. And so yeah, you know, I'm kind of, even though I'm on a low no buy, I would like to try to pick this one up at some point in the future. Okay, so the last one is the Too Faced Gingerbread. Now, I will admit that I'm using my Ocean Mist Powder Concealer. I actually really like this. This is in the color Light. I've been enjoying this particular concealer. Anyway, I have to admit that the first time I saw the gingerbread, I was really interested in it. The packaging is really, really cute, and there are a lot of colors in it that interest me, but as I looked at it overall, I realized that it's another one of those palettes with just too many browns for me in particular, and I ended up deciding that it wasn't something that I was actually as interested in it as I thought. Now, it is sold out, so it's technically not on sale, but if it were on sale, my answer to purchasing it would probably still be a no. It's one of those palettes where if someone gave it to me, I wouldn't mind it, but it's not a palette that I'm going to spend my own money on. It's a pretty palette. It really is, and I've heard it's a fairly decent palette. People have enjoyed it. It's just all the browns. I'm just not going to buy all those browns anymore. But yeah, it's a pretty palette. I love the packaging. I think the packaging is adorable. But it's not one that I'm just not particularly interested in buying with my own money. Like I said, as a gift, I would be very happy with it if somebody decided to gift it to me. I've been interested in trying one of the gold palettes or one of the chocolate palettes for a while. This one was an interesting one that I knew was going to be limited edition. And like I said, the packaging, you can get me with pretty packaging. Like a lot of ladies, you can get me with pretty packaging. And I've also heard that the scent on it, while it doesn't smell like gingerbread, is very strong. I don't particularly like scented cosmetics. I will use them if I have them, but they're not something that I go out of my way to purchase. So yeah, that palette, like I said, I really wouldn't mind if someone gave it to me, but that's just not going to spend my coin, and I'm going to stop saying that now. I've said it enough times. And I'm going to go off and finish my face and then come back and finish up talking to y'all. Sorry this one was all over the place, but you know, we'll see if we can get crazy looking eyes to not look so crazy. What do you think? But yeah, so I'll be back in just a few. And we're back. So this is the completed look. Big drama green eyes. Yeah. Little much even for me. But you know what? I think they're still pretty. I think just a little lightened up might have worked a little better, possibly. However, brand of color around here, so maybe even I need to push my boundaries just a little bit. This would be something that I might use to go out in a club or something like that. Probably would lighten it up a bit just because of my glasses. But beyond that, you know, pretty good. And I've rambled along. So anyway, and we've discussed my small, tiny little list of holiday releases. Would I buy it or not if I had the funds to do so? There were very few in there that I wouldn't. Says something about me. Hey, you know what? I'm a collector, a makeup hobbyist. I'm gonna hobby and gonna collect, so I'm not gonna feel bad about that. I'm going on a low buy this year though. My biggest problem with the holiday releases this year, and you know, I didn't notice it as much last year, but this year it just seemed like there was a lot, and not just a lot from, say, you know, a lot of different companies. That would be expected because there are just a shitload of companies out there, not even counting the little itty bitty indie brands like on Etsy or whatever that you don't hear about. There are just a lot of companies. But a lot of these companies were putting out more than one release. Too Faced put out this gingerbread palette and little gingerbread lipsticks to go with it, liquid lipsticks to go with it. But it also put out some sort of Christmas tree thing and a couple of other things. BECCA put out more than one item. I mean, Urban Decay put out the Elements palette and then brought out a mini Born to Run or something palette. I mean, just all of this stuff. And some of it will end up being permanent, but it just seems like overload. It seems like overkill. And I really wish companies would say, you know, let's just release one thing. It just feels like it's a little too much, a little hard to keep up with. And, you know, they're competing for a lot of dollars, which may be why that they're putting out so much. But I think honestly, putting out so much makes it harder for them to possibly get some of those dollars in, because it's just too much. It's just too much. We'll just go with that. It's just too much. But my little list was some of the things that were big this year, a few things that probably went under the radar, and at least one thing that I didn't know about or didn't pay much attention to. So it's just a very small fraction of what came out this past holiday season. So anyway, all that said, I hope you like what you've seen and that you'll come back again, and that if you do come back again, that you will subscribe. If you do subscribe, please hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. And if you're part of my notification squad, I must remind you to go ahead and check your bells, because I'm still seeing myself getting knocked off on the reminder bells about, you know. And if you don't subscribe, that will make me very sad, but you know, I do hope you'll come back again anyway. And the next time you come back again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. Okay. So I'm going to say it's better cold, but they're just, there's still something about the end of the sip that just doesn't work for me. And the end of the sip is the last thing you remember. So, yeah, I'm not impressed. Not a tea I would buy again. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.